Hi guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another episode of Kingdoms and Castles. I almost forgot what the game was then. So, if you remember on the last episode, things are starting to progress quite nicely. We've increased our population significantly, up to 163 people now. We've got our church going on, and we were working to get our aqueduct system built up to better irrigate our land. To see if we could increase our farm output, because it's kind of a small island, and having lots of wasted space that isn't doing anything is obviously unhelpful. So that's going to be our main objective for today. Again, things have changed slightly. There's a small little patch was released. Obviously, I'm playing this as the far ahead beta version, so it sort of keeps all the latest things that they release get added in before they're officially released as a stable patch. So they've just adjusted some of the UI bar characteristics a little bit by the looks of it. So nothing major, doesn't seem to be any major changes, but kind of cool. So a lot of our workers are taken up as doing building jobs, and it means you're not getting task collectors, blacksmiths, librarians. Well, lots of jobs are as such going unfilled while we've got all those builders. So what are all the builders building? I guess they're all building these aqueducts. They are. So we're just basically waiting for people to go and fetch all the stone and everything that's required to keep this stuff running. Yeah, here they all come down with all their stone, bringing it in. So yeah, we're just waiting for these things to get built. We also need to build up this defensive structure here. I want to get this built up, and I want a tower on each end to act as defence. That's something we need to try and do relatively quickly-ish, I guess. And then we perhaps want to do a similar thing maybe across another stretch of this island. That's maybe how I'm going to break this thing up. Just quite a long, thin island, really, aren't we? We're just like all the way. So maybe if we break it up into a series of just cutting walls, then it will make it kind of hard for anyone to ever travel across. No matter where they land on their island, they're only going to be able to attack that little bit contained within the walls. So that's perhaps my current plan. Someone has died of old age. It's unfortunate. Terrible plague. Okay, 35. So hopefully our hospital is large enough to sort out the healing of all these people that need to be cured. But we shall see. See if they can make a difference. We also might as well, while all that's being built, we can place the rest of the aqueduct that is required down here. It requires so much stone for each aqueduct. It's really quite an extensive building project to get it sorted. It looks like most of the people have been cured from the plague. No. Okay. He says there's 9 people died from the plague, which has caused a sort of a massive drop in happiness. Sadness from recent plague deaths, yeah. Okay, that's kind of annoying. So we need to think about building another hospital as well. Let's lower the priority of builders. How many, if we put it at the bottom, how many does that give us? No. Okay. We need to increase the priority of builders. Probably not above bartenders, I'll put it there. Is that going to fill it all up? No, something like that. So then we still have doctors. Obviously, a kind of an important one. So yeah, we'll leave it like that. It's because every time I start a new building project, then suddenly, before we know it, we're completely out of workers because everyone abandons their jobs to start building. So dock workers are relevant, windmill workers, event planners. I mean, who needs event planners? Castle jobs, granaries, not really. Mines, well, we don't use that much iron, only for tools. Clergy, I don't think the church is even built, is it? Oh, it has just been built. Librarians, blacksmiths, tax collectors, yeah, and all those sort of things aren't particularly important, so we won't worry about any of them. So that provides a base 5 happiness boost. Yes, it does. Okay, even with no one in it, that's kind of cool. Yeah, okay, so when we get our more people back up and sorted, they'll be filled up a bit quicker. So we've got some of the aqueducts are starting to come together a little bit now, at least. And we should have enough to do the last piece. There, and that'll connect all that up now. Yeah, it's just waiting for the rest of the builders to bring down enough stone to finish the whole thing off. So we also need to look at, what else did I say I was going to build? Another hospital probably would be a wise decision. Since obviously we didn't manage to do enough curing in the last bit of that game. And we have an excess of gold anyway, so there's really no need to not build one. Where are we going to build one here? We're completely blocking off this piece of wall that I was going to eventually build around. We're getting rather urbanised, aren't we? Yeah, we'll build it on the outskirts there. So then we've got one at either end of sort of the residential area of town then. So we'll get that being built. So our blacksmith is still producing tools, has no coal too far away. It's there. How can that be too far away? Okay, seems a bit silly. We'll perhaps look at building a stockpile somewhere around. Could maybe fit one in that gap. Probably be an industry, will it? I'll squeeze a little stockpile in there. I'm just creating more and more building jobs, which I'm really trying to avoid. Although most of them are filled now by the looks of it. Probably the aqueduct's starting to get finished off, which it is, look. Look at this, very impressive. It's like Rome. So we'll get this finished off. Oh, even the Noria's turning, look. It's just got nowhere to actually supply water to. Ooh, dragon sighted. Fire defense towers. We're a long way from being able to actually kill a dragon yet. I think they're a lot stronger than this. But hopefully we might at least deter it a little bit from burning down too much. Don't burn anything. Oh, you're burning cottages. Everyone grab buckets. Wow, no one's grabbing buckets. They might be too late to save. Oh no, they managed to extinguish the fire at the cottage. That's good, because they're kind of extensive to build. They didn't want to burn down a cottage. Hopefully he's just going to leave. Oh, he's on fire. It looks like the dragon has caught fire. Okay, it's kind of funny. Is the deep water there? Yeah. So we'll wait for them to finish off building that little bit of aqueduct down there. We've also got that hospital obviously being built there, and then we're going to have to look at building up this defensive wall here. So how many stone have we got? Probably not enough at the moment actually, because it's what, 15 per block? Yeah. So we need to wait for more stone to get mined. Hopefully this is still going full production. Yes, looks like it. Yep, okay, it's looking good. So we're producing stone fairly quickly. We're just using a little bit for the various building projects. Our aqueducts are slowly getting there. They've still got a way to go before they're finished, and then we're connected to the reservoir, and then well, I don't quite know how this works. Must be connected to aqueducts or Noria to work. Well, that's fine. Don't really know. A merchant has arrived at our port. So we could buy armaments. What's he selling? Armaments, food. Well, we could buy some armaments, look. I think that's armaments, or is that tools? Either way, we'll buy them. I'm being invaded. So they're coming from that way. I fear this is going to be pretty bad, because they're going to land at sort of this end of town where I've not really got any defences. Should have maybe built like a castle here or something to defend. Maybe that'd be a good place for a castle. This little bit of outpost here, and then you could build a similar one here. What's going to be farmland? So that can't be. We could build piers and stuff. Okay, well, this is going to be bad. Oh wow, this is going to be really bad. They've increased quite a lot. Okay. I wonder if we can only build transport ships. We can't build like naval ships to try and sink the Viking boats before they arrive. Yeah, the only defence tower that's really going to be in range is this little crappy little one here, look, and that's really not going to do a great deal in terms of defence. Yeah, it's gonna struggle. Are they here yet? They're getting here slowly. So we'll see what's going to happen, because we're going to lose quite a few buildings here, I suspect, to fire. Let's try and quickly, if we can, build a well there, because I've only got the nearest ones there, and they're going to really set my aqueduct on fire or something probably. So here they come. Run, little people, run. Thankfully they don't completely destroy oh my god. Okay, they destroy everything. Still not in range of any. Some of the defence towers are open fire, but their Vikings are going the wrong way away from them. So a fire's claimed my church. Oh! Took so long to build, and a hovel on my little half-constructed well. Defence towers are trying to shoot at them and doing a little damage, but really not a great deal. I'll set fire to a farm and more hovels. Wow, they're really doing an awful lot of damage. My keep is on fire. The town. Oh my god, the whole town is ablaze. Wow, it's like the Great Fire of London. Everything is on fire! And there's like nothing I can do. Even my defence towers aren't doing a lot. And can you at least kill one of them, look? Close came to market. Wow. This is bad. Lost a lot of buildings. And people are now homeless as well. Are they leaving yet? Can they just get lost? And they'll probably kidnapped people, I assume. Ah, dear. Right. Okay. Let's work through this hovel. Build a hovel. We're definitely going to put a well back there because it really needs one at this end of town. The church can hang on for the moment. Let's do the market. This needs to be rebuilt. Oh, does that come on the town probably? Market. No? Food? Yeah. Okay, so we have got a lot of rebuilding to do. And then we can rebuild our church over here. We're down on people a little bit now, obviously, because we lost that hovel. And some people were kidnapped, and some people are just dying. Our happiness must probably be pretty low. 3 were kidnapped by the raiding party. So we'll replace our church there. So we've got a lot to do, a lot to rebuild. Let's get that hovel back up so our beds are back up to full capacity. And we can start to get our town filled back up again with more people. Well, that was a bit of a disaster, although it did look quite impressive when everything was on fire at once. There would appear to be an abandoned boat. Is there not a Viking for this boat? Maybe we killed one of them. There's a catapult on the boat. That's worrying, isn't it? Okay, so... Oh no, here he comes. He's coming back. Separate person. Please don't set anything else on fire. You've done enough damage. So yeah, so I'm going to build some forts here as well. We've got so much we need to do defence-wise, so that's perhaps going to be the top priority once we've got this aqueduct back up and running. I just always seem to be short on people. That's my biggest problem, is there's never enough people to fulfil all the jobs that we have. You know, I just put a few people to do one thing and then all of a sudden, you know, we're short on people to do something else. So that seems to be the biggest problem I suffer at the moment. Obviously things like the church are going to take a lot of rebuilding. Oh, that's finished. Ah, and that actually is irrigating a very large area. That's good. So this whole area is now agriculturalable. So that should increase the output of even of these ones. So base output is 4. Oh yeah, receiving irrigation +1. Okay, awesome. So it's increased food output of some of the existing farms, and the new farms are all going to be built around here. It's obviously good. So that's a good thing. But let's finish off our sort of constructions over this end. So let's build those up a little bit higher. So we've got towers here. And then we can look at building our little our 4-block castles around here. So like kind of traditional, just like keep design, just have 4 walls. And then you can build the towers up on the corner a little bit better. And at least they kind of, when with 4 arch towers, actually quite a good defensive structure. They're kind of hard to take out. So how is the library doing now? Knowledge must be up. Yeah, it's up to 10 now. So that should be good. So we should be, our happiness should be fairly good, or at least increasing. Oops, let's hide that again and click on some of these manor houses. 72. Some unhappiness obviously being taxed. The tavern and everything is being enjoyed, which is great. Obviously we built the tavern here, so that should have increased happiness as well. So happiness is fine. And we've got a full population back again. So let's have a look what builders are like. 24, not too bad. So we could look at building some more houses. So I was going to have a little look then about, do manors fit in that gap there? Yes, they do. So this road here could be extended. Obviously we have to build 2 manors at a time because they have to be next to each other to be happy, because otherwise they feel alone. Oh, I don't have enough stone. Typical. I spent all my stone building my building my castles. So we'll build another manor there. Look. So that should increase, at least here. It should be in range of the church, which it is, and of a tavern. I think it might be just enough in range to catch that tavern. Town square, obviously. So that should be all okay. Now we've got our second hospital that's opened. And we get 2 more manors. That's going to give, how many people is it per manor? 25. It's going to give another 50 residents. That might give us a real chance then of having enough people to start to build up our defensive structures. Because if you start building arrow towers, then you know, more people are going to be required to do those jobs. Because we're still missing tax collectors, 5 blacksmiths, 5 librarians, miners, granary workers, castle jobs, event planners, and all the dock workers. So yeah, there's still quite a few jobs there to do. Yeah, still quite a lot there. So we need to keep trying to get more residents into the town. Though it looks like the market is now back up and running, which is a good thing. And these towers are coming on pretty quickly, actually, considering. But I guess they are closer to the stone than anyone else, so it probably doesn't take so long to get the resources to them. The church has still got a long way to go. And obviously, we've lost all the irrigation bonus because there aren't any workers to work the Noria wheel. It's a bit unfortunate. That's kind of a cool little feature though, so it means you can kind of never run, if you're not got anywhere that's got very fertile land, you can irrigate it. Which is obviously, you know, something you would expect to be able to do, and that's kind of cool, even though it probably is irrigating it with salt water. Oh, it's fresh water. Oh, okay, so some areas are salt water, so I guess you can't irrigate with salt water. Or it'd be a bad idea to, I would have thought. How much have these still got to do? A long way to those manor houses are going to be done, and a long way to the church is going to be done because it requires so much stone to get it built. It's the biggest problem. These defence towers look like they're soon going to be finished though, which is cool. Although they probably want to be built up a little more, I think. How much stone have we got? So we have one more on there, and then one there, and then one more on there. So we'll have a 2-high wall all along, because you can't just have a gatehouse which is a 2-high block and then a gap. It just looks silly. I'd gladly buy things from the merchant. Because we've got almost a limited amount of money, because our money is coming in far quicker than we can do anything with it, and we've not got anywhere else to store it, so might as well have it. I think they're tools as well. Okay, if we buy 40 of them. We don't really want anything else, I don't think, so no, that'll do for me, thank you. Oops, go away. I don't know if that's put those resources. Are they tools? It still won't tell me. They must be tools. Yeah, tools. So we've brought some tools. No staff working in the blacksmith, of course. No wonder it's not producing anything. There's no one there to actually work it. So hopefully our walls will start to go up. But short on builders at the moment. It's obviously because I've probably assigned a million jobs. Yeah, 43. Wow. I don't know what all the rest of them are getting fulfilled up doing. Charcoal makers, marketeers. It doesn't feel like that's 160 people, does it? I guess it must be. Okay, cool. So we're just going to keep waiting for this walls to get finished. We're just really waiting for everything to get built now. We can't really assign any more building jobs because we're just so short on people. 31 are farming, so I guess it's 40, and then like 50, 60, 70. 80, and then yes, it is enough people. We can't even fulfill all. Well, we've just about filled all the building jobs. So that means something must have been built, I guess. Oh yeah, one of those towers. Look. So that's going to want to have on it an archer tower, and then we'll have to do the same for this one once this is built. But that's going to be that's a fairly sturdy little bit of wall there. It's going to have 2 towers to defend it. So if anyone lands at this side of the island, I don't know if they can. I do remember them being able to. Well, they can't get through this side. I do remember them being able to cross bits of water like that, so we'll have to see. Hopefully they can't just swim round my wall. If they can, we'll have to pull piers out and make it stronger that way, but hopefully they can't get past. But unless they've got golems, which are obviously a problem in amongst themselves. It's another whole issue that we'll have to deal with when they start getting things that can knock down walls. So the manors are just waiting for wood. The church has almost got all its stones, and that'll soon be just waiting for wood. These walls are nearly done, and then we can start. Why does that look funny like that? It looks a little bit. Don't like that. It's disappointing. It's ugly. If anyone knows why it's done that, why has it stepped in for that one block? Well, anyway, we've not got time to worry about that. It is what it is. So we'll get our 2 archer blocks on there. That's obviously going to take jobs up as well. So our manor house is finished, which is good. And the other one is probably not a million miles behind. So once that other one is done, then we will hold a festival. Try and get more people in. I'm conscious we're also at 20 minutes, so I'll try and finish up shortly. I'll try and get this other manor house finished, and then I'd just like to try and get a few people in. Let's start the festival. We've got lots of money. Money's not a problem. And then with all these people moving in, we should have more money because we'll get more tax revenue from the extra residents who are living here. A few people keep dying of old age, which I guess is not to be unexpected, but that's kind of causing not that many people to be here. Nice that other house could be built before the festival finishes, but I guess not. Still take us to 188, which is quite a good number of people. There we go, 188, and that's 3 idle with everything in. 3 idle people, which is good. The church will soon be finished off, which is also good, and so will this manor. That's going to free up builders, and we'll have lots of idle people probably. I don't know what not to do with them all. Then everyone will be unemployed, so we'll have the opposite problem. So the manor is finished. I'll give us 213 people total once that's all fully built. 8 more people stayed, so we are looking pretty good there. And the church should be finishing off shortly. Not sure what it's waiting for. The man. Oh, dragon. Should we need the dragon? We'll have the dragon. Come on then, Mr. Dragon. What have you got? And if it's fly past my towers, they're there to shoot you. Which way is he going to go? Oh, got a few rounds off at him. He's going to... Don't burn down the well. That'll be very inconvenient. I set fire to my farms. Quickly grab water. You'd think, given that they're 1 farms and 2 irrigated, they wouldn't really burn very well, would you? But I guess they still do. They're taking a good amount of fire from my little defence towers. Is he leaving? Is that it? Is that all you got? Don't burn down my stone quarries. No. No. Bad dragon. At least it's right next to a well, so hopefully it won't. I don't want to lose the quarry because we'll probably the stockpile because we'll probably lose a lot of resources. 315 resources stuck in there. The forest is slightly on fire, but it's winter, so it should go out. Surely that must be all he's got for us. Get that 12 idle people. That's amazing. I'll wait for him to leave before I place these so he doesn't burn them now. Okay, looks like he's leaving. Very quickly, just as we come to the end, I'm just going to place out the footprint of what I want this, like my little castle building to be like. Fire claimed a manor? What? Oh. Oh well, to end this episode on a bad note, our manor's just burnt down, so we're back down to 188 beds. Okay, well, first thing next episode, we'll get that rebuilt. This is going to carry on forever if we keep having these problems. So, thanks for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed this episode, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel for more Kingdoms and Castle content, along with a lot of other exciting games. Slightly sexual, wasn't it? So, yes, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on the next episode.